Glitter and lasers is a problem. Let's talk about it. Hey everybody, it's Tony with Big T Bariatric and I'm back at you with another video. Today it is Thursday. Yeah, we're flying through this week. It's Thursday already, May 4th, 2023. I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. If you could do me a huge favor, please look down below and see if you're subscribed to my channel. And if you're not, please hit that button. Leave a like, leave a comment, share this video. Let's get the word out. Let's get this thing to 6,000 subscribers. Today I'm going to be filming with Megan Ann, finally. We've been talking about this for weeks and weeks, and she's been sick and other issues have come up, so we're finally recording, hopefully today. Hopefully nothing else gets in the way of that, and I'm going to be on her channel probably in the next few days or so when she edits the video, and we're going to talk about our bariatric surgery and how our experiences compare to what we've seen on my 600-pound life. So that would be an interesting conversation that we have. So check out that video. I'll post it in my community section when it goes live, so you can go over there and take a look. So that's gonna be great. Also, I'm thinking about going back to college. It seems like some doors have opened for me to go get a degree, and I'm like between 4 options right now. And I know some of you are like, just get into it, Tony. Like, stop talking about yourself. So maybe I'll do another video where I talk about my options, what I'm thinking about, what I'm praying about. And one of them is going back and getting a 4-year degree and getting a Bible degree so I can become a pastor. Another one is a trade school. So maybe another one is learning better editing and stuff like that, so I can make better videos on YouTube, since I already have a growing base here. That if I can find a way to make better videos, that will only just sort of explode my channel, and then I can just make a living that way and still do ministry on the side, stuff like that. But anyways, today we're going to talk about Anna. She goes by GlitterandLazers. She has 1.5 million subscribers on YouTube, and she has over 8 million followers on TikTok. And that is why I think she is a problem, because she has a huge reach. Bigger than some of the other people that we've covered on this channel, much bigger, and she is sort of another Tess Holiday, so I'm just kind of looking at her YouTube page right now, and when you go through it, you just sort of see all this glitter and rainbows and positivity, and it all seems really, really great on the surface, right? Like, who wouldn't want positivity? Who wouldn't want somebody trying to show them that you can be comfortable in your own skin, and you can accept yourself as you are, and it seems like a really great message at times, right? So I'm just kind of going through all this, and she definitely has a video on orange obsession, and I am obsessed with the color orange because it is my favorite color. Go Broncos, right? So what problem do I have with her? Why do I say that she's a problem? But somebody who has that large of a following is going around and she's talking about health at every size, and she glorifies obesity with everything that she does. And we're going to get into that here a little bit, and I'm going to start with this little video. One of our more recent ones that was just posted 10 days ago, how to dress for the body that you love. So we'll react to some of this. We're not going to react to the whole clips, but we'll react to a few minutes of this, and I'll tell you what I think.
So today we're going to be talking about how to best dress for your body type. I just burped. Leave it in. It's real. So I hemmed and hawed over this video so hard, because when we think about dressing for our body type, we immediately go to those like shapes. Am I a pear or an apple or a decahedron or whatever shape du jour they're using to describe women's bodies. And the reality is, bodies don't perfectly fit in shapes, and none of it is exact. So we're all kind of just trying to make the best decisions we can with the bodies we have. And sometimes when we take advice that's geared towards a certain body and it doesn't work perfectly for us, that just makes us feel a little bit crappier. Plus, I don't like the idea of dressing for an ideal. Most of the research done on that style of dressing is really just done to make you look like you have an hourglass, which is to meet a certain society-driven ideal body type. And as you know, we're not really about that here.
So I've often talked about this sort of thing on my channel too. Like, the whole goal here is not to tell women or men or anybody that they have to fit in any size ideal body pattern or shape or anything like that. We're not trying to tell people they need to fit today's modern beauty standards. So again, on the surface, it sounds like she's doing a good thing. She's talking and telling women that, hey, your shape sometimes is different than what they try to tell you. And so if you try to fit into a certain clothes style that, again, tries to shape you into an hourglass and you're not exactly an hourglass, you're going to feel bad about it. Like, that's understandable, right? You want to find clothes that will help you feel better about yourself, make you look sexy and stuff like that.
So I started planning for this video thinking I was going to make a video like that, but I couldn't. My conscience would not let me. I felt guilty, and it just didn't feel like me. So I kind of thought about it for a while, and I was like, how can I turn it on its head? How can I give you advice to empower you to dress a way that you feel strong, confident, and powerful without reinforcing really dated archetypes about women's bodies? So I thought for a really long time, and I actually canceled filming this video like 3 times while I thought about it. And I think I got to a place that's really amazing. Today we're going to talk about how to emphasize what you love about your body and draw the eye away from things that maybe you're not so comfortable with. This could be because you don't like that body part, or maybe you just don't want people staring at your butt. Whatever the choice is, I'm going to help you dress in a way that makes you feel most confident in a body that you love and emphasizes the things that you love about yourself. Because at the end of the day, dressing is not about meeting an ideal. It's about expressing yourself and sharing who you are with the world. And what you love about yourself is actually part of your identity. So we're going to walk you through how to dress for the body that you love. Now, there's 4...
So we're not going to get further into this here. But herein lies the problem. Again, that all sounds great. Like, you have body parts that you love. You have body parts maybe you don't like so much. And you're going to sort of dress up to emphasize the parts that you love while trying to hide the parts that you don't like. And so you might be saying, Big T, what is your problem with that? I don't really have too much of a problem with that. Again, I'm saying it looks good on the surface, but at the end of the day, you are glorifying obesity. When you talk about having a large body like she has, and you're going to say to people, I'm going to show you how to love the body that you have. And that there are body parts that you like, so you can emphasize it. And looking at the way she was dressed, let's kind of go back here a little bit. The way she's dressed, she's showing a little belly. Her pants are all the way up to here. And she's really just showing off her size. Again, that's not so much of a problem yet, all right? But when you start to kind of get into it a little bit, you're starting to see somebody who is trying to help bigger women feel good about the body that they have, when in reality, most big people do not feel good about the body that they have. People her size and bigger, or maybe even a little smaller, do not like their bodies for a good reason. And I'm not saying you can't feel good about yourself, you can't look good or whatever. It's not about that. But when you are her size, if you feel uncomfortable in your body, you should not have to try to cover it up with good, sexy clothing. You should realize the reason why you do not feel comfortable in your body, and that is because you are too big for your size. You're just too big. You don't like the way you look, and that's perfectly fine. That should drive you to want to lose weight so you can be healthy. And let's say when you lose weight and get healthy, you're also going to feel better about yourself. You're going to be more motivated, right? So yeah, if you are that big and you do not feel sexy, you do not feel good, like putting on some cloth in a different way or trying to emphasize the body parts you do like while hiding the parts about yourself that you don't like, that's not going to do anything for you because you're still unhealthy, you're still big, you're still trying to chase body standards. Because overweight people who are in this haes, health at every size, or trying to talk to people about loving yourself and all that, like, what good is that going to do? You might be giving yourself a little pep talk in the morning and listening to people like Anna say, hey, you're beautiful and you're sexy and you're big and you need to show it and everything else. It's like at the end of the day, you know that's not true. You know you do not feel that way. And a little piece of cloth and how you wear it is not going to make you feel better about yourself. Because let's face it, the way you eat and how big you've gotten, you are not going to feel good about yourself. There's nothing you can do to change that except for losing weight and getting to a smaller size. And again, let me emphasize, we're not saying you need to be in hourglass shape. We're not saying you need to fit modern beauty standards. It's not about that. It's about being healthy. Because healthy is beautiful. And she is not healthy. Let me just put that out there. So it looks like I just... So we're going to look at her TikTok here. And she's going to talk about her size in this. I think there's a music thing, so I'm not going to play the sound. But it says, you might see me as just fat. And assume I'm... Oops, that went a little too fast. And assume I am lazy and eat too much. I have lipedema. It causes abnormal weight gain in my thighs, butt, arms, and more. She shrugged her shoulders. I have a progressive disorder that means it only gets worse over time. This fat can't be lost through diet and exercise, only expensive and painful surgery. So that's it. That's the clip. So what she's trying to say here, and you probably can't see it on the screen because it is still too small, but it says, don't judge a book by its cover. God only knows what you've been through. And some of the comments here are, stay beautiful, stay strong, beautiful. Never lose your confidence in your personality. And then somebody named Maddie, how do you feel now, haters? As if that's like trying to shove it in people's face. Like, she has a lipedema. She can't control her weight. She can't lose weight. I'm fat because I'm just fat. I have a condition on my body that I cannot change. And while it's true that lipedema, and I even looked it up, it's not caused by obesity, they said. I looked at the Cleveland Clinic, an article from the Cleveland Clinic, and it said that it's not caused by obesity, but half of the people who have a lipedema are obese. So there's got to be some correlation there. Like they're trying to make it sound like there are excuses, there are reasons why you could get lipedema, which is fatty tissue buildup, but it has nothing to do with obesity, even though half the people who have one are obese. So there is some sort of abnormal fat growth in your body going on. I get that. But lipedema only covers your legs, maybe your butt, and maybe in some situations I read, in your arms. All right, but look at her upper body. Her face, her breasts, her large stomach overlapping her belt. Where did that fat come from? All right, it's understandable if you have a lipedema and there's nothing you can do about it in your legs, but not all the fat in your legs is lipedema. It's also some of your body fat because you are not eating the right way. So again, here she's trying to excuse her obesity. She says, there's nothing I can do about it. I'm just fat. I'm just that way. That's who I am. People need to understand that I'm not being lazy. I'm not eating so badly. I'm just fat. And she talks about that here.
I'm not healthy because health isn't binary. You're not healthy or unhealthy. We're all just doing our best with the cards we're dealt. And I'm actually really proud of what I'm doing with some pretty challenging cards. I've had to make so many changes in my life, and I am just trying to do my best to love myself through those changes. And if some guys on the internet don't like that, then it's really not important because I'm not doing this for them. I'm doing it for me.
So again, she's not doing this for people like me on the internet who is criticizing her for her size. She's doing all this to make herself feel better. Feel better about the fact that she's overweight. And she even comes out and admits, I'm not healthy. But then she says health is not a binary thing, as if you have no control over your health when you absolutely do. Yeah, there are some skinny people who are unhealthy. That's true. But her health, her size, is a direct result of her own choices and what she's eating. There's videos of her working out. So she's like some of the other fat acceptance people that we've covered who think that working out is going to cover a multitude of sins. But you can't outwork a diet. You just cannot do it. You cannot work out enough if you have a horrible diet to lose weight and get healthy. You're just not going to do it. But she just comes right out and says, I'm not healthy. But then she gives an excuse and says it's not a binary thing. You're either healthy or unhealthy, and there's nothing behind that. You believe that can cause you to be healthier or to cause you to be unhealthy. You don't think the food that you eat has any direct correlation at all to how your size is and how healthy you are or unhealthy you are. Because I can tell you, losing almost 200 pounds, I feel much healthier. I feel much better about myself. And as I've been losing weight, my confidence has been exuding. I feel much better in every way, mentally, physically. I think if she buckled down and tried to get healthy and started eating healthier foods within a certain calorie limit, she would start losing weight and she would be more confident with herself, and she wouldn't have to put out these videos trying to convince herself and her millions of followers that she's just, trying to make herself feel better, trying to make herself look good, trying to give herself confidence by putting herself out there. And there's many videos of her on TikTok wearing crop tops and shaking her whole body and just dancing around, and like she's just trying to make a point that you can be big and beautiful, and her health has really nothing to do with her choices, when in fact 100% it does. I can't say 100% because she might have some underlying health issues that I don't know about that aren't under her control. Some people do have that, where they have health conditions that aren't under her control, such as her lipedema. Okay, I get that. But where's the rest of her weight coming from? Did it just fall out of the sky? Is it just a magical genie that's like, ding, you're fat now, and she has no control over that? There's a curse that took over her body? Like, seriously, does she really believe that? So she can make changes to make herself healthier. She admits she's not healthy, but she can be healthy if she actually tried to do it. But she refuses to. And of course, all the comments, I love you for being you. You're just being yourself. That's all it is. That's all you can do is be yourself, which is a fat person. That's who you are. You just accept the cards you've been dealt, as she said in this clip. I'm just dealing with it the best I can. I was given a fat body, and there's nothing I can do about it. So I'm just going to love myself for it. Again, on the surface, it sounds like a good message. But at the end of the day, she's convincing millions of fat women and men. I'm not just going to target fat women here. I'm a fat man, and I gave in to this kind of message before. But she's convincing millions of fat people to just accept who they are. That health is a binary thing that you have zero control over. There's nothing you can do to change it. You're just fat. Accept it. Love yourself anyways. And go about your day, because there's nothing you can do to change your health status. When literally there are lots and lots of things you can do to change your health status. So that is why I think people like her are very, very dangerous. Because not only is she in line to die at a young age, she's dragging her millions of followers with her. Of course, comments, I really appreciate you, thank you, and hearts, and you're so beautiful, thanks for the inspiration. So you find this message to be inspirational? You are inspiring a lot of women to be brave and get out in the world. We love you. I adore you. I struggle with PCOS and it's exhausting. I know what you're saying. Without accepting that even women with PCOS are losing weight and getting healthy, right? Like, I know at least 3 women personally in my life and other women on YouTube, like Michelle McDaniel, who also has PCOS, and has been able to work out and lose weight and get healthy. She didn't just accept, oh, I have PCOS, there's nothing I can do about it, so I'm just naturally going to be fat and I don't have to change anything about myself. She admits it's harder work. You're going to have to work harder for it, but you're going to have to put in the hard work, which is what people like Anna does not want to do. She just wants to sit around and, oh, I'm just fat and there's nothing I can do about it. That's just my existence. That's who I am. That's the cards I was dealt, and that's all. Let's move on to the next one here. How trolls think plus-size people act. And then me. I'm different, right? I'm just a beauty icon. Still me living my life. I'm not sitting down like a troll, eating all these chips and everything else, even though you have that bag of chips there. Did you just buy it for the shoot? Probably not. So you can be both of these at the same time. You could be that fat person who sits on the chair or on the couch and just munches on chips for an hour watching your favorite TV show, and also be somebody who goes behind a camera and glamorizes it and shakes their body and takes videos and pictures and all that stuff. So you can be both of those people, because to be the size that you are, you had to have been that person. You had to have been that fat person just munching on unhealthy food in large quantities to get to the size that you are. So, I mean, yeah, you can be both of those people. Just because you're a supermodel, self-proclaimed supermodel, and you think you're big and beautiful and all that stuff, does not mean you're also not being that troll who wears ripped pajamas and sits on a couch and just munches on chips all day. You're both of those people. And again, it's that behavior that you can change so that you can lose weight and feel and look better. Yes, Queen, you slay, you're beautiful, yes. Congrats on 100 million hearts. So she got 100 million hearts, I guess. And that's on self-confidence, period. Dress and swimsuit from Eros, jewelry from Shades from Tiffany's. So all these women are like, beautiful. You're the prettiest plus-size person. You're so pretty. People are actually hating on someone who has a confidence they'll never have. You're beautiful. Never let anybody tell you otherwise. Yes, Queen. Yes, Queen. And somebody posted, you don't get that way eating carrots. Exactly. Exactly. So Anna admits that she's not healthy. But then she also shows an image of her eating a bag of chips and saying, oh, trolls think all fat people do this. Yes, they do. That's how you eat, because you do not get the size that you are by eating carrots and being healthy. And so under this comment of this person who is being brutally honest about not being that way. Oh, this is a different comment. Sorry. You're beautiful and living your best life, somebody said. And then under her comment, somebody said, she's not going to be living life, period, if she doesn't make changes. Yeah, a short life is not something healthy. It's not something worth promoting. That's absolutely true. She's not living a healthy lifestyle, and she should not be promoting herself out there as big and beautiful and all this and that, as if it's something to ascribe to. As if you're somebody that women should look up to. You're absolutely not. Because you are harming yourself. You are doing something dangerous. You are hurting other people. Because you're dragging them along with you. So this is not glamorous to me. You might look up to her. You might think she's an inspiration. I'm sure I'm going to get many comments from people saying, oh, but she's such a great person and she's got a sweet personality. And that all might be true. But deep down, she is harming herself and harming other people. She absolutely is. She's an inspiration to other fat people who do not want to change and who are refusing to change. She's not some queen. She's not inspirational. She's dangerous. And here's going to be the last little clip. She's talking about she's sick. And there's several other videos of her talking about her health. Megan Ann has covered her. Several other people have covered her. But I found this clip particularly interesting.
As much as I don't want to say this, and as much as it makes me uncomfortable to say it, I'm not okay.
Yeah, it makes you uncomfortable talking about how, oh, wait, there are consequences to my obesity. I am not okay. I portray myself as this big, beautiful person who's confident and loves herself and putting herself out there and being a model and doing all these wonderful things. But deep down inside, the thing that she is hardly admitting to herself and to other people is that she's not okay.
I'm not. I shouldn't be breaking out in hives. And if I am, I should know what's causing it. I shouldn't have stomach issues all the time. And if I do, I should know how to avoid them or at least manage them better. And I started thinking about, like, why don't I know these things? And why does it scare me so much to start the process of figuring them out? Like,
because you're completely ignoring the consequences of your obesity. Because if you actually had to sit down and admit to yourself that you are doing this to yourself because of your size, that you are making yourself unhealthy, that you are harming yourself, and I say all the time, obesity is self-harm, that fat is not just some sort of vestigial organ that just hangs on in your body and has no impact on your body whatsoever, when 100% it acts like an organ. It shoots hormones throughout your body. It sends inflammation throughout your body. It impacts your entire system head to toe. It impacts the way you think and the way you breathe and the way you live. So it impacts your body in every single way. But you don't want to sit down and admit that. So you're just going to live your life completely oblivious to it, knowing that you have these consequences, knowing that your body is shutting down and having issues, but you don't want to admit it. Because you're just the slay queen, right?
why have I put it off? It's not like I haven't had stomach issues for a while now. Whenever I travel, I usually can't eat, or if I do eat, I get really like upset stomach for at least the first 2 to 3 days. And you could chalk that up to traveling, but I think it's something else.
It is something else.
And it's happening more frequently, and I don't really know what's causing it.
I don't know what's causing it. Oh, something's happening. I'm gaining weight, and if you look through her videos and her TikTok, you can tell she's definitely gaining weight. She's having stomach issues because she eats crap. She's gaining weight. And oh, I don't know what's causing it. I'm having all these issues. I'm not even looking into it because I don't want to. I'm scared to realize what's happening. But I just don't know why.
And I'm gonna think about like why don't I just go to the doctor? Like why is that such like a scary thing for me? And when I think about it, I think the answer is I don't want to know. To be really honest, I don't want to hear that I'm not okay.
Yeah, because you're living in la la land. You're living in delusional land. You want to act like that you're just some slay queen and big and beautiful, and there's nothing wrong with that because you're confident in yourself, when in reality you know you're not really confident. Deep down inside you're not, or else you wouldn't be forcing it on camera. You wouldn't be forcing it down people's throats, shaking your big body and everything else for everybody to see. You don't really want to know that there's consequences to your obesity. Or that there's ways that you can change it so you can feel better about yourself and look better and be healthy.
I want to believe that it's a fluke. I want to believe that it's just traveling. I want to believe that I'm just allergic to something.
Because you're delusional.
I don't want to think that it could be something bigger, and that it probably is. Something I don't know if I've talked about a lot on my channel, but I feel like I kind of need to update you on here. Not even update you, or just tell you about, is both my mother and my sister were chronically ill growing up, to the point where they are no longer with me. And I've always prided myself on not being chronically ill, which is like a really screwed up thing to say.
You are chronically ill. Even if you didn't have stomach issues, even if you didn't have hives breaking out. Being that big, you are chronically ill. That is not a sign that there's something good going on within your body. It's not. You need to get that through your head. The fact that you're big, you're not healthy at every size. I mean, that's just bullcrap. You're big, which is a sign that there's an imbalance in your life. Something is happening. And it's not just magically happening. You're doing it to yourself.
Because there's no shame in being chronically ill. But I have such a fear of it because
you're doing it to yourself.
I have seen people go through chronic illness. I have seen them make not the right choices.
She just said it right there. I've seen people not make the right choices. I've seen people not take care of themselves. And so their chronic illness got worse, and she's seen people in her life, her own mom and her sister, die from a chronic illness. Whether that was related to obesity or not, I do not know. Yes, there are chronic illnesses not related to obesity. I get that, so you don't need to come at me in the comments. I understand things happen. People get sick. But the fact that she's this big, it makes me wonder if her mom and sister died from some sort of obesity-related thing. But here she's talking about her own self, seeing that people did not take care of themselves, and so their chronic illness got worse, which is exactly what happens with obesity. You could play it off as being, oh, I'm just healthy, I'm just fat, but I'm healthy, I'm doing okay. But as these consequences start adding up, you're going to start realizing, Anna, that it's because you're not taking yourself seriously. You're not taking care of yourself. And it's going to get worse and worse and worse the older and bigger that you get. And so you're doing the same exact thing you're calling other people out for doing.
And I've seen it lead to death. And I've always been, well, at least I didn't get chronic illness. And the reality is I don't think that's necessarily true. My body doesn't feel great.
Right there. My body doesn't feel great. In her mind, she's being ignorant. Because she's like, it has nothing to do with my obesity. I just have some inherited chronic illness that my mom and sister had. When in reality, she could fix her problem, most of her problems. I'm sure if she does have something chronic that has nothing to do with obesity, that is possible, sure. But she could fix most of her problems, and her body can feel better if she were to lose weight.
And it's really, I do fight a lot to be active, to be out there. It's like, it hurts a lot. Actually, on my trip, I cheated one day. I went on social media. I had to do something for work. It was kind of an emergency. And somehow after doing that one thing, I ended up watching some YouTube comments, and it like really hurt my feelings because here I was feeling like super shitty. And I was still pushing myself. I was still trying to hike, trying to do all of these things, even though my body was like really not okay.
Because, as I've said before, you cannot outwork a bad diet. All right? You can't be healthy and pretend you're doing so, and you're doing great, and you're confident in yourself, etc., but then you eat like crap and you keep gaining weight. So the bigger that you get, the worse your body's going to feel, and the harder it's going to be to do those things. You push yourself really, really, really hard to do some of the things that everybody else does that it's not so difficult to do. Your size is making it more difficult to do those things that you're doing. And the bigger that you get, the harder it's going to be to do those things. So I've always realized that me doing some basic mundane things at my biggest size was much harder than it was for smaller people to do it. I had to take more breaks. I had to stop and get a breather. I had to not help out in ways that I wanted to help out other people. Let's say my friend needed help building a shed and I couldn't help him out. Or he's help him remodel his bathroom or things like that. Like, I feel bad that I couldn't help my friend Steve. I couldn't stand long enough to do it. I was out of breath doing little things. That he himself is just doing it. Like, he works really hard. He mows his lawn and other people's lawns around him. My best friend Steve, he's an amazing man. And I look up to him, and I wish that I can have half of his energy. And he's like 5 years older than me. 7 years older, something like that. I don't remember. But the difference is that he's smaller. And he noticed a difference just gaining 50 pounds. How much more his knees hurt. How much harder it was to do things. How out of breath he was. He developed sleep apnea. His blood pressure was shooting through the roof at just 50 pounds overweight. And once he lost that 50 pounds, the pressure on his knees released. He was able to do more. His sleep apnea pretty much went away. So you don't have to be 100, 200, 300 pounds overweight to feel the consequences of obesity. You can feel it at just 50 pounds overweight. You can feel it at 20 pounds overweight. My friend Scout talks about how when she was bigger, and she wasn't that big comparatively, how her knees hurt, and her knees still hurt when she tries to work out, even though she's lost a bunch of weight. So it only takes a little bit of weight for you to start realizing the consequences of it. And I know I get some comments from people, oh, I'm 10 pounds overweight, I'm 20 pounds overweight, I don't feel it, there's no problem within me. Well, okay, fine. It hasn't hit you yet. It doesn't hit everybody right away. But there 100% will be consequences to obesity. You need to realize that, Anna. Life is only going to get harder for you. You're going to have to push yourself even harder to do the things that you're doing today just by gaining another 10 pounds. And it's going to come to a point where you realize that I can't even live the same lifestyle anymore. So getting on camera and pushing yourself, and I saw a video where she went to Disney, I think it was. She's going here and she's, shoving it in trolls fans because she's standing on the edge of the Grand Canyon, acting like, oh, look, I'm active. I could do this. I went hiking. I did this and this and this. At some point, you're not even going to be able to do that if you do not make a change right now.
And that's like an everyday thing for me. I push really hard, even though every day I'm in a little bit of pain. And every day, parts of my body don't feel right. And I am to blame for some of that because I have not done enough to get to the bottom of it. And it's because I'm scared. I'm scared of being diagnosed with something because then it means I'm not okay.
Yeah, you're scared because you don't want a doctor to tell you that you are in control of most of that. Again, you might have some underlying issue that is not under your control, but most of it is. Most of it is. Because that's the consequence of obesity. And you can fix some of that. You absolutely can. You can start feeling better about yourself. You can gain more confidence with some weight loss. But that's the thing you do not want your doctor to tell you. Because if you do go to a doctor and you do get it tested, what is that doctor going to say? Hey, Anna, I think you should lose some pounds. It's time to get some weight off you, girl. And that's 100% true. So that's my video for today. I'm not going to watch the rest of this clip, but that's Glitter and Lasers, everybody. She's a walking hypocrite, pretty much. And she's dangerous. And it's very easy for women, and women especially, but men too, to get caught up in these lies and in this messaging that says everything is okay. You can be confident and beautiful. That health is just a binary thing. You have no control over your size. I'm going to push down the consequences deep down within myself. I'm not going to go see a doctor. I'm not going to go get it checked out. Because I don't want to hear that I'm to blame for some of my illness. That I'm to blame for some of the consequences that I'm going through. That I might be causing my body to feel pain, which is absolutely true. So, hopefully you do not look up to Anna or people like her. Because she is a problem. And she is hurting people and dragging others along with her. But anyways, I hope you liked this video. You got something out of it. Let me know down below what you think. I really appreciate you guys very, very much. Again, look out for my video with Megan Ann in the next few days. We'll probably go live. Not live, but she'll post it. It's going to be on her channel. So hopefully it helps my channel get over that 6,000 subscriber mark. So I'm excited that it will help my channel. And she's got over 40,000 subscribers, and that's because Obese to Beast did a profile on her. I don't remember if they had a chat and she was on his channel or not. But I'm going to try. I'm going to try to get a hold of Obese to Beast and see if I can get him on my Big Talks with Big T, or if I can't be on his channel or something like that. I'd love to have a talk with that guy. But anyways, yeah, I hope you have a great rest of your Thursday. I'll be back tomorrow. I love you. God bless you.